I started the Center for Medical Progress to do citizen journalism that would shine a strong and clarifying spotlight on contemporary bioethical issues that impact human dignity. The sad and horrifying reality is that in the United States of America, in 2015, there are for-profit companies and taxpayer-funded abortion clinics where every day people harvest and sell the body parts of aborted children. Many of you have now seen the videos of top-level Planned Parenthood executives and abortion doctors callously discussing how to use illegal partial birth abortion procedures to harvest the hearts, lungs, livers, and brains of live babies for profit. CMP's citizen journalist investigators spent 30 months networking within the deepest, darkest levels of Planned Parenthood's billion-dollar abortion business to document and illustrate the barbaric trade in body parts that Planned Parenthood is corporately engaged in. We call this project the Human Capital Project as a wordplay on the typical business term because it explores the business value of human bodies to Planned Parenthood.
To be just drawing blood, not procuring tissue from aborted fetuses. They partner with Planned Parenthood and they get part of the money.
So I was talking to Mary about what I'm trying to offer to clinics as a procurement service, and she said, you know all about this.
You know, you can imagine where they would run with this, like they're selling body part, you know.
So I say, okay, what are you looking to supply today?
We were asked to procure certain tissues like brain, liver, thymus, pancreas, heart, lungs, skin, pretty much anything on the fetus.
A lot of people want intact parts these days because they're looking for specific nodes. Maybe nodes, essay. I was like, wow, I didn't even know. Good for them.
I remember leaving that day, like, what have I got myself into?
Yesterday was the first time she said people wanted lungs, and then, like I said, always as many intact livers as possible.
So I don't want to sound like a salesman here, but I'm going to. So we return a portion of our fees to the clinic.
Yeah, and so if we alter our process and we are able to obtain intact fetal cadavers, it's all just a matter of line items.
Oh yeah, I mean if you had intact cases, which we've done a lot, so we've sometimes shipped those back to our lab in its entirety. Tell the lab it's coming. So don't open the box. Oh God.
And are we agreed that $100 would keep you happy?
I want a Lamborghini. I said I want a Lamborghini.
Don't we all, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know, I first became aware of the whole issue of aborted baby part sales at Planned Parenthood about 5 years ago. And unfortunately, there's been sort of a renaissance in the whole practice over the past 5 years with multiple biotech startup companies starting up to partner with Planned Parenthood facilities across the country to harvest the parts and sell them. And so the opportunity came up about 3 years ago to do a full-time, very long-term, in-depth investigative journalism study on this exact topic. Our investigators were highly trained. We spent a lot of time analyzing the statements and writings of abortion doctors and of Planned Parenthood officials. We spent a lot of time studying and modeling ourselves after real-life biotech companies that are partnered with Planned Parenthood. You know, the kind of surprising thing was that Planned Parenthood was happy to welcome one more player to the party, basically, when we presented ourselves that way to them. You can call them up and they will sell you a murdered baby's liver or brain or thymus or other body part for $350, for $500, or $750 a pop. You know, I remember one experience in particular was a conversation that I had with a late-term abortion doctor. Her name is Dr. Shelley Sella. She was featured in the documentary After Tiller, which profiles several different late-term abortion doctors. She practices now in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where they have no abortion laws whatsoever. So she does abortions all the way up to birth, 39, 40 weeks. She works part-time.
Where is this?
This is in New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Southwestern Women's Options, yeah. And she also is a contract physician for Planned Parenthood in Northern California. And I went to a screening of the After Tiller documentary in the East Bay in California at Berkeley, where she was there to do a question and answer session after the film. And so I was there undercover as my character, and I asked her a few questions about fetal tissue harvesting. And while I was speaking with her, she wasn't suspicious of my character. Everything was going well. We were talking, kind of joking, laughing about something, and all of a sudden, she looked straight in my eyes, and I saw almost like a flash of light run from one side of her eyes to the other, kind of like when the sun is flashing in a car, like driving on the freeway. And it flashed from one side to the other, and all of a sudden her eyes looked really hard and mean and aggressive. And for the first time during this entire project, I felt really afraid, like an actual fear, fight or flight kind of response. Like I felt very exposed, felt like she knew everything about me. And then all of a sudden that kind of flash, that glint in her eye was there again, and it was gone, back to laughing, joking, totally casual.